Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeffrey Darty, your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower. It's 4:37 in the morning here on the East Coast. And I can't sleep. I'm supposed to be asleep 40 minutes ago. But I've got something that I feel like is on my mind. It's something I feel like I have to say. Something I feel like I have to get off my chest. I just watched TMI again. I just watched a VH1 Behind the Music with Billy Idol. And you know, I love me some Billy Idol, and I just was watching how Billy Idol went about his life and is still going about his life and is doing what he believes and believing what he does, and how sad it is that most of us never get to that place where we do what we believe and believe what we do. And I'm fortunate enough to be broaching that place in my life. And I feel like there's a responsibility, and I feel like there is a calling, and I feel like there's a responsibility to do what I am and to be what I do. And that's what I'm doing. So I think Billy Idol's inspired me to not hold back. Billy Idol has inspired me to not back off. Billy Idol has inspired me to do what I gotta do as I gotta do it. So if you think that I've been a little out of control up until now, get ready. You ain't seen nothing yet, because we are about ready to let loose. We're about ready to crank it up. We're about ready to turn it on. We're about ready to wind it up. We are about ready to rock and roll. And I'm telling you, folks, we're going to get it on. 7-star. If you don't believe in hell, you don't have a soul. What's that supposed to mean? What does it say? It says if you believe in hell, you don't have a soul. Here's what I mean by that. If you actually believe there's a place where people created in the image of the gods. Let me show you something. Let me show you something here that chaps my arse. Let me show you something that really pisses me off. Let me show you something that I won't stand for any longer without standing up against it. Let me show you something that needs to be said, needs to be roared, something that needs to be said with a rebel yell. That hurt. Look at this. I'm in John chapter 1. This was the true light. We're talking about the Word, the Christ. This was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. Look at this, verse number 9 in the interlinear. For you idiots that don't ever study the Bible, the interlinear is the original, if you're talking New Testament Greek, translated literally into English. And if you would quit listening to your pastor and listening to your priest and doing what they say and doing what you're told and studying and looking and reading and watching everything but some actual spiritual reality that might make a difference in your sorry life and might help you make a difference in somebody else's life instead of being a selfish, consuming pig. It might help you out. This was the light which lighteneth, which enlightens. What's the word say? Enlightens. illuminates, brings to light, makes evident, reveals. The Christ illuminates, brings to light, illuminates, reveals, illuminates every. Some of you don't like that I repeat things. Every. All, the whole, every kind, each and every single damn one. Let me review it for you if you're a little slow. The Christ enlightens every what? Every one of the human race. The Christ enlightens every one of the human race. When? As they come, as they arrive in this world. The Christ enlightens every single. The Christ enlightens every single person when they come into this world. Do you have a problem understanding that? Let me say it again for you real slow. The Christ enlightens every man, woman, boy, girl when they come into this world. The Christ enlightens every man, every woman, every boy, every girl when they come into this world. Each and every one gets enlightened when they come into this world. So, if you believe that someone who came into this world and has enlightenment in them goes to a place that's filled with fire where they burn forever, or they're separated from God forever, or they're put in this prison forever. Let me take a drink of Pellegrino before I really pop my lid. If you believe that, if you believe that the divine creator of this universe would put people into a place called hell, however you define it, then you don't have a soul. I don't know how to be any more clear. You don't have a soul if you believe in a place called hell. If you don't believe in a place called hell, maybe you're a sociopath. A person with a personality disorder that manifests itself in extreme antisocial attitudes and behavior and a lack of conscience. Treatment can help, but this condition can't be cured. Are you a person that has a disorder where you're antisocial, you don't like anyone, you call out people that you don't like, and you don't like anyone, and you have a lack of conscience? It doesn't matter to you what you do to people. Or are you a psychopath? Abnormal, violent social behavior, unstoppable and aggressive. What is more unstoppable and aggressive than throwing people in hell or cheering on a lying, cheating, rotten, filthy, stinky, slimy God who does? What can manifest a lack of a conscience more than supporting a lying, scheming, fallen, flawed, failed God who throws people into a place called hell? What could be more antisocial than supporting some religious structure that teaches such hellish, foolish nonsense? If you believe in this, if you support this, then you don't have a soul. You can't have a soul. It's impossible for you to have a soul and still believe this. It's impossible for you to have a soul and still support this. If you plant your butt in a pew in a church that's Roman Catholic or Roman Protestant on Sunday, then you support this hellish doctrine and you don't have a soul. If you write a check or put money in a plate from it to a church on a Sunday morning, you support this and you don't have a soul, if you don't have the integrity to get up and walk out of a church that says this and does this, then you, my friend, don't have a soul. You're not even a real person. You're not even human. It's about time somebody said this. It's about time somebody spoke this. It's about time that this got called out. It's about time this got called out. Why, Kikis Volt, then why did Jesus say beware of Gehenna? Because Jesus wasn't freaking real. Jesus was created. Poof. Jesus is a puff of smoke from the mind of some religious zealot named Paul or Nero. And it's this puff of smoke. It's this man that was conjured up. It's this form. And if you were too damn cheap, you'd spend $1.99 if you weren't, and get the book that I wrote that says that Jesus and the Christ, and you know the answer to your stupid question. You don't want to know why Jesus said beware Gehenna. You believe it and you want to prove it. You want to justify yourself. There's no justifying you. You don't have a soul. Psychopath, sociopath, supporter of the biggest wicked that ever came across this earth. Jesus was invented as a person, a fake, a cardboard cutout. I used to have a cardboard cutout of Captain Kirk in that corner. I need to get it back. To make you forget about the Christ who said there's no hell. To make you forget about John, who said every single man and woman born in this world is enlightened as they come into this world. If your Jesus burns those people, then your Jesus is a devil. If your God burns people, then your God's a devil. And if you support the burning of people by Jesus or your God, then you're a devil. You're a devil. You're a devil. You are a devil. I can't believe you're saying that to me, Jeffrey Darty. Who are you to say that to me? Who are you to say that to me? Okay, smart person. Who am I to say it to you? You ever heard of a guy called the Christ? You ever heard of that guy called the Christ? You don't know much about him because you're too busy following Jesus. Maybe you don't care that I say you're a devil. Maybe you don't care that I say you're a demon. Maybe you don't care that I say you soulless, rat, worthless bastard. Maybe you don't want to hear it from me, but here's the Christ. Look what he said to you, you empty shell, devoid of humanity. You are of your father, the devil. The lust of your father you do. Your father was murdering from the beginning, and he's still murdering, and he's still going to try to murder people in a lake of fire. He doesn't abide in truth because there's no truth in him. You don't abide in truth because there's no truth in you. You hell-praising, hell-preaching spawn of evil. He speaks a lie because he is a lie. He's the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, you don't believe me. You don't even hear these words. Why? Because you are not of God. You probably don't even have a soul. You probably don't even have a soul. You like apples? How do you like them apples? How do you like them apples? I'm through playing with you. I'm through being Mr. Nice Guy. If you believe in hell, you're worse than a sociopath. You're worse than a psychopath. If you believe in hell, then you probably don't even have a soul. You're probably not even a real human being if you can hear this and believe this and support this. And heaven knows that if you can preach it and teach it and believe it and support it, then you don't have a soul. If I were you, I don't know what I would do. I really don't know what I would do. If I believed in hell and believed it was true, I don't know what I would do. I really don't. What do you do when you realize that you're not even human? What do you do when you realize that you don't even have a soul? I don't know. I would look deep within me and say, how can I believe such a monstrous thing? How can I believe such a dastardly thing? How can I possibly believe that a God would kill people that were enlightened when they came into this world? And I would search and I would try and see if there was maybe a spark of a soul in me. And one thing, I would never darken another door of another church that believes the lie, the hellishness of this damnable doctrine of demons. Are you of your father, the devil? If you believe in hell, you're of your father, the devil. You're an accessory to murder, multiple murders after the fact. You are an accessory to first degree premeditated murder before the fact, and you are worthy of a death sentence. Of course, there's really no death. I don't know what I'd do if I was you. I don't know what I would do if I was you. If I believed in hell and believed that hell was real, and I couldn't find a spark of soul somewhere deep within me, I really don't know what I would do. But I don't have to worry about that because I have a soul, because I know that this is a lie. I know that this is hellish. I know that this is damnable. I know that this is heretical. I know that this defames the very gods that created the universe. And I know that even the most miserable, horrible person that lives for 80 years and does the most unimaginable things, even that person doesn't do anything worthy of being burned alive forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You nasty, filthy, dirty, rotten excuse for a human that believes that preaches that teaches that. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, and it's time to start really Christian whistleblowing. We're through playing. We're through with the silliness. We're through with the foolishness. We're through with half measures, and we're through with doing anything other than full speed, pedal to the metal, rock and roll, Billy Idol. Let's get it on. I almost said a bad word. It's better to burn out than fade away. And I'm sick and tired of the lies. I'm sick and tired of the deceit. I'm sick and tired of half measures and sweet little words and ponies and rainbows. I'm done. I'm through. I'm the Christian whistleblower. And I'm coming at you. Lock and load, wall to wall, treetop tall. Rock and roll, baby. God bless Billy Idol. And we are going forth with a rebel yell. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Wow!